Alright guys, so again, here we are. So maybe this time we're going to be in a little better shape. We went ahead back in the house and reset the router to hopefully get a little bit more stable stream. Every now and then my ISP router will act funny. Sometimes it just completely loses connection, and it has to be reset quite often. I'm not sure about that, why that issue is the way it is, but we've changed routers in the past and that still has not resolved the issue. But again, I just want to give a shout out to all the Crouch Nation crew that's going to casinos this weekend, especially in particular the guys that's meeting up at Black Hawk. Shout out to them, and I encourage everybody from just anywhere, everybody to join the Skype chat group, our Crouch Nation group over on Skype. We have a platform of social media on Twitter, and we have a platform on Instagram. So I just encourage everybody that has Instagram and Twitter and Skype to come over to Crouch Nation. There's a link below in the description of the Skype group, and I will, before this video is over, go ahead and put links to the Instagram and the Twitter account, and just encourage you guys to come over to those and join those groups. Again, a shout out to all the Crouch Nation members that's going to casinoing this weekend, especially the Black Hawk meetup. And on that note, I will get started. I'm just going to be doing a little bit of practicing, and I will be using some different types of betting and mainly just practicing my throw. So yeah, so here we go. Let's get started. Not sure if we've lost a whole bunch of frames yet. The stream don't look near as unstable as it previously was. So maybe we're in good shape. We'll get started though. Yeah, let's get started. I'll be using, I got a $1,000 bankroll. Got a $1,000 bankroll right here. I've got, I'll be using this, I'll be starting off with the 3236 3V set. I'm going to start out with a $10 pass line. Start out with a $25 ATS, 10, 5, and 10. ATS money is up here, 10, 5, 10. Here we go. Let's get started. I'm not going to do any place bets for the coming up. I'm just going to start out with the trying to establish the point. 3236 on the seats. That's right. $325. Right dice. Explosion. First throw is off axis, right dice off axis. 325. Okay, so let's do start out with a 220 inside. We're going to put odds on the 5 instead of putting it on the place line. We're going to put it on odds. Set. So let's mark the 5. Mark 5 in the tracker. Yeah, here we go. Points of 5. 2, 2, 3, 6 on the set. That's right. 4, 5, 9. 4, 5. The right dice this time imploded. 4, 5, 9. We hit the 9. So 50 pays 70. And we're doing the traditional, my traditional regression. I always try to get the first 2 hits of the regression. That way I basically have got no less money on the board. Basically I'm getting out of the hand with 2 regressions. My typical regression is going to be not working to come out, and then the first two inside hits, I'm regressing from 220 down to 130, and then from 130, I'm going to go all the way, for the second hit, I'm going to go all the way from the 130 inside, which this would basically be part of the inside number. It would be right there to make the 130, but since I've got it in odds, I need to keep an even amount up there, so it's 30. But my 130 regression is going to go all the way down to 60, what is going to be equivalent to 64 across. That's on the second hit. We need two hit. We got to have two inside hits to complete it. That's right. And there it is. We got a 628. So we have an explosion on both dice. 628. 30 pays 35. Marker 8. Alright, so we'll go ahead at this point and regress completely down. We're going to get a nickel worth of ones. Nickel worth of ones. We're going to go all the way down to $10 to the 62, what is 64 inside. 64 across, sorry. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60. 1, 2, 3, 4. There's 64. Right there. Now that should have put enough money back in our racks that we are not at risk on this shooter. That $10 is in odds instead of on the pass line. And here we go. We have also worked ourselves straight into a direct ladder, 9-8. We're going to try to battle through this ladder. Nice around. One, two, three. Acey deucey. So we have a drift right here. Ace deuce 3 is a drift. Both dice off axis. Corner numbers don't count as far as trying to get out of the ladder. That's right. Alright, we've got 4-4, hardway 8. So we hit our 8, hard 8, 4-4. That's a primary hit. We've got 12 already, pays 14. So what we're going to do is drop the dealer $1 for 15. Go all the way up. Take that 8 all the way up to 24. If we drop him $1, we actually probably should have dropped him 6 and let it push all the way up to 30. So there's 27. You need to drop $3 more. It was 12. It was 114. So 12 plus 14 is 26. So we needed to drop $4. And we could have pressed all the way up to 30. Okay. Okay, we know what to do next time. So we pressed that one all the way up to 30. Three, 2, 3, 6. That's it out. 415. 415 single pitch. We hit our point. Pays 3 for 2 on the back, so it pays 15 on the back for the $10 bid. Puck is off. Collecting there. So we're going to run kind of like a. We're going to kind of do like a. Let me check something right here. Just a moment. Let me give it a 1, 2, 3 test. Make sure I'm getting my, yeah, so I am. I'm getting my comments. I just wanted to make sure I was getting my comments. So we hit our point. We hit our point by way of single pitch on axis. So we're going to do a press and collect type roll. So when we pressed the 8 with $4, we went up to 30. The next hit was a 5. So we just collected that hit. We're not working the come outs. So we're looking for a new point here. 3236. Nice, all right. All right, 2-2. We've got a hard 4. Right dice exploded. We get a 4. Hard way 4. 2-2. All right, we don't want this money. We don't want it on the place line. It just pays better in odds. Fool's not working to come out, so there's no pay there. We'll stay with 3-2, 3-6. That's right. Right dice exploded again. 5-2-7. Okay. So we got 8 hits, 8 rows, and we got our first 7. That's not great. We didn't really lose money on this shooter because we did our 2 regressions. Once we got our 2 hits on the inside, that made for our regression. And once we can start hitting in a little more consistent manner, we can always start out with a higher than a 220. Hey, what's up, Texas Crap Shooter? How's it going out there? We're going to do a $10 pass line, a $25 ATS, which is 10, 5, and 10. I'm not working any kind of place bets on the come out, so I'm not even putting them up. I'm going to do, I'm going to refresh. I'm going to change. I'm going to refresh the comments because I just don't really like that orange color. So let's start over. Welcome. 7s generally are. I got blue coming in now, and I really don't like that because you can't even hardly see that. So let me do this again. Refresh it once more and say testing. See if we can get something away from that blue. Maybe if it sends us a red or something. Okay, it sent us pink. Okay, pink's okay. That orange, I guess, was okay. It's just that blue definitely is not okay. Yeah, the 7s, you're right. The 7s generally are the prettiest shots. And that shot seemed to be, I mean, when it left my hands, the dice were together. They landed together. I thought they did real good, but the right dice actually exploded. So we'll see if we can correct that explosion. I've had that quite a few times on starting out in these first 8 shots. Dice are up. And again, we got the right dice exploding. We've even actually got the left dice exploding. So we have both dice exploded. That's a thumb issue. Our new point's are 8. 6, 2, 8. So let's mark our point. We set our bets. So we're going to start out with a 220 again. Basically, we're doing 220 inside, but the only difference is not being putting the $60 here. We're putting the $60 in odds. It just pays better. So yeah, we're looking for 2 hits, 2 inside hits. Nice route. And we got a 2-6-8. So this time we have a primary hit. Our dice stuck together right. Our dice landed right, stuck together right, and primary hit 8. So we hit an 8 by way of primary hit. 2-6-8. So we got a 60 on the back, that pays 72. And it pays 10 on the front line. Alright, so what we want to do at this point, that would have been our first inside hit. So we automatically regress to the 130 inside. 130 inside looks like that. Now 130 inside, I've been to the casino and I've confused the dealer with what 130 means. This was shown to me by Mel, perhaps Hawaii. The 130 inside, and the dealers at the casinos didn't even know what that meant. Excuse me. So you got 35 and 35 on the 5 and 9. You got 30 and 30 on the 6 and 8. All right, so points been made. We don't work to come out. The bets are up, but they're off. Lights are out. All right, we got an AC Doocy. So this is a drift. 1, 2, 3. Scratch 3. So front line loser. We re-up our front line. That's a drift. Both dice are off axis. 3, 2, 3, 6. Let's see if we can correct that. Dice are out. 5, 3, 8. Single pitch on axis, single pitch 8. For our 8, our points 8 again. So we'll just have our odds here. Our bets are working. We're looking for a second inside hit so we can get our money, so we can regress to 64 across. We can do that basically out of the hand on this year. We will be using dealer money to press our bets. But it takes 2 hits. We got it. 5, 4, 9. So this is an on axis, single pitch. The 35 pays 49. Pays 49 or 50 for 1. We're just going to pay it in 49. We're going to pay it in the 49 fashion so that we can regress down to 64 across. 64 across will look like $10 on the 8 instead of 12, so it's actually 62 across. The only thing is, let me go ahead and change those for black. 8 greens for 2 blacks. Alright. Hey, what's up, JR? Alright, so I hit a 9. That was my second inside hit. So what that done, I went from 220 on my first inside hit down to 130. That puts 160 back in my rack from the 220. And on the second hit, I go from 130 all the way down to 62 across, which is basically 64 across. But since I've got the 8 in odds, I don't have to use the $10 instead of the $12 right here. All right, so now we're at the point of trying to press. So basically, what that done, that got this shooter's money, that got my money back in my rack for this shooter. This shooter, everything of money that's out here now is basically money from the house side of the table. And we're going to try to use hits and increase our place bets and make profits off of the house side. We don't want to do it off of our money. We want to get our money back in the rack as quickly as possible. Dice are out. Three, 5, 8. So we got our point. The right dice imploded, but we got our point. 3, 5, 8. So 10 pays 10 on the front, and 10 in the back gets paid 12. All right, so there we go. From our side of the money, now we've got our 64 across. We don't have to press anything. We're putting $20 in our, $20 more in our rack. And we've got a board that's, yeah, it's at table minimums, 10, 10, 12, 12, 10, 10. It's basically a table minimums, but that is still 62, 64 here and 10 here. That's $74 that we've got in play right now. That's basically coming from the dealer's money. That is not money that we put up. We put our money up for 2 shots. We got our money back, a little bit of profit. The last hit just now put more profit back into our bankroll. So now we're on the dealer's side of the. We're letting the dealer's money, we're letting the house money fill our bankroll now. All right, so here we go. We're not working to come out. 3, 2, 3, 6. Dice are out. All right, 6, 4, 10. Left dice exploded that time. We got a 10. All right, it was not working, but we don't want our place bet working on the 10. We're going to put that in odds. We got a $10 knife. So, Lightning, did I not see in the comments yesterday, maybe, or Tuesday, that you said you was going to hold off a little while longer now instead of going? I know you were headed that way like nearly about every Tuesday. Did you back down a little bit? Is it the COVID? Is it just different things like that keeping you out? Nice it out. All right, we got a 4, 2, 6. 4, 2, 6. The right dice actually exploded. We got 12 on it. So we're going to drop the dealer. This is where we drop the dealer $4. Because 12 wins 14. So 12 plus 14 is 26. We give the dealer $4 and tell him to press our bet. Press our 6 up to 30. So this is what I'm saying by we're going to let the dealer's side of the money press our bets. Now, I do understand that I had to drop $4, but for the 2 regressions I did and the $20 win on the 8th, I've got extra, so I'm already in profit. So we're gonna do a press and collect type method. Our points of 10. Dice are out. 5, 5, hard way 10. Right dice imploded. So we got our 10, but it's all fast. All right, we got 10 on the odds, so it pays 20. So a quarter, it pays a quarter, it pays 20. If we had 10 out there, it pays 20, so that's 30 total plus the $10. All right, so I'll put those off. That was a collect. This was a collect round right there. So we collected our 30 bucks. That was actually a hard 10. So I just put it in as a hard 10. All right, so we're coming back out. Now, if you look at what I'm needing 11 and a 12 to complete a top. At this point in time, it is beneficial for me to go ahead and change dice sets. So what I'll do is the money that's up, I'm not even going to fool with it. Basically, what I'm going to do, I'm going to pull this money. I'm going to pull this money and I'm going to transition it into different type of bets. I'm going to go with the iron cross, which is 5, 6, and 8 for 25, 30, and 30. I'm going to put 15 in the field. That completes the iron cross. And I'm going to do a $20 horn bet. $20 horn and an iron cross. All right, I'm going to shoot a different set. I am working to come out. 6, 4, 6, 5 is a set I'm going to use. I'm using the cross sixes because I'm trying to land 11 and a 12. That's right. there's a 426. This is actually an on-axis double pitch 426. Our point's a 6. We're gonna put our 30 in odds. We're gonna mark our 6 on the tracker. We was working. So the $30 on 6 that we just made, 30 pays 35. We gotta replace our field and replace our home. $15 field, $20 home. Our money's up. Our bets are working. Iron cross with a home bet, $20 home. Nice her out. All right, we got a 246. So right back on the 6. We made our $10. We made $10 basically. We actually probably made 11 because 30 on the back gets paid 36. This is what happens. We have to replace our field for 15 and our home for 20. That's $35 right there. That's back up. We have to put our $30 back here. So we collect $10 from our front line and $1 from the mid. We made 11 bucks. Nothing wrong with making 11 bucks. All right. So we're going to use the same dice set, 6-4, 6-5. That was actually a drill. The 2-4-6 was a drill. The hand before that, when we hit the 4-2-6, that was just a double pitch. But that row right there was actually 2-4. That was a drill. All right, everything's up and working. We're shooting the cross sixes dice set. Trying to get a yo, 12, and a 2 with this dice set. Dice are out. Three hardway 6. Our left dice imploded. No. Our right dice imploded. It imploded. Our left dice stayed on axis. Our right dice imploded. 3 hardway 6. So basically it does the same thing as we just explained. We were working, so this 30 is paid 35. The 35 is going to replace the field and the horn bit for 35. 15 in the field, 20 in the horn. We put the 30 in odds right there, and we're using the same 6-4, 6-5 dice set. Looking to try to pick off some primary numbers by way of aces and midnight. Dice are out. And we have a double pitch. 167. This is a double pitch. This is an on-axis hit. It cleaned our board. It dropped our SOR, and it cleared our ATS. We lost all of our money. This is what happens. These things will happen. So here's the issue, or not the issue. Here's the idea. We're only at risk on 2 inside hits. So we can put the 220 up. I mean, we can actually be on risk on 1 hit if we really want to. Let's look at the numbers. If we put 220 up and we get 1 hit. Now I am going to take money out of my bankroll because I don't want to get house money mixed up with my bankroll. So if we get 1 inside hit, and like I said, this can be if you want to work to come out or if you want to wait to establish a point and then get the hit. Either way, you're going to have money at risk with 1 hit. So this is coming out of my bankroll. But 1 hit on the 220 will pay you 7. So that's 290. So we're going to reduce, we're going to regress this whole 290. So now we got 290. And if we want to turn 290 let's subtract 64 off of there. So 290 minus 60 is 230. Minus the other 4 is 226. So we could do one hit and regress all the way down to 64 across and be in a profit. So maybe we'll use that method from now on. The reason I like to do 2 is because you lock up just a tad more bit of profit on the second regression, with the second hit, you're getting a little bit better pay. So when you do regress on after the second hit, you actually put a little money in your rack that whenever you start hitting the numbers, you can drop the dealer back to 4 to press the 6 or 8 up to 30. You can do the full press, and you're not going back out of profit. So basically right now, if you take one hit with 220 and you regress completely down to 64 inside or 64 across, you're going to be at a $6 profit. Your board's going to be loaded with 64 across, and you're going to have a $6 profit. You put your money less exposure. I mean, you're only doing a one hit. So we'll try that, say for this shooter here. But here's the thing. I don't like working the compound. Sometimes I get comfortable and I start moving to working to come out, and it generally ends up biting me in the butt. So generally, I don't want to work to come out. So not generally. If I start getting to where I am hitting a lot of on-axis hits and I'm getting some long rolls and I've done got into a good profit, yeah, I might take a shot at working on the come out. But just starting out right now, I'm not going to work to come out. I'm going to do a $10 front line. I'm going to do a $25 ATS, 10, 5, and 10. And here we go. We're going to be working the 3, 2, 3, 6 dice set. Try to stay away from those double pitches. That's right. Two, 6, 8. On axis, primary hit. The dealer may or may not kind of get on to me that time. One dice didn't make it to the back wall. That happens every now and again. It might not say much to you. If it's happening real consistent, they're probably going to say something to you, especially if you're winning. If you're tipping them good and they're not getting no heat from upstairs, then they might not say much to you. But if you're winning real good and they're getting a lot of pressure from the pit boss and all, you know, they might start saying something to you. Depends on the dealer. All right, so here we go. We're looking for one inside hit. We've got our money at risk. We've got our money at risk. Dice are out. Five, 3, 8. On the axis, single pitch. So we made it. So we got our hit. We made our 8. So 60 in the odds gets paid 72. And it gets paid 10 on the front line. So there we go. So here we go. So now we're really going to get to see how much profit we actually going to lock up off of one inside here. We're actually going to lock up more profit this time because that one inside hit was our point made. So we're actually getting $10 on the front line and an extra 2 because of the odds. So we're actually going to make an extra 12 than we normally would make. So we got 100, 250, 275, $302. And we had 220 out there. So we got an $82 profit. We're putting 64 of that back across. So we're going to lock up $18 worth of profit there. And like I said, $12 of that was because it was our point made. Generally, it wouldn't be there. Well, I mean, it could be that several times, but the majority of the time you're going to hit a different point than your point mate. You're going to hit a different inside number than your point. But not every time. So that will happen occasionally. So now, we got our 64 across. We got our 64 across, we got our $10 pass line, and we've got $18 profit in our rack. We had our dice, we had our money at risk. One row. One row. Our money was at risk. One row. I mean, so you have tons of things to do after you make the one row regression. You can take all that money and rack it. You can take all that money and play a don't. You can take that $62 and do what I did, that $64 and do what I did, and spread it all the way across. I mean, you have tons of things you can do. You can put that $64 back in your rack. You can wait for the next row and get a new point, and then you can do the 220 again for one row. I mean, you have tons of options. You can play the marching soldier. There's so many things you can do. But basically, all I'm trying to display is we had our money at risk for one hit. One hit. We had our money exposed for one roll. Let me say it that way. For one roll, we made an $82 profit with our money. So now, all the money that's on the board is coming from this side of the table, right here. The money we started with is back in our rack. So we are not winning the 7 comes. You know, hopefully later than sooner, we'll get a few more hits off of this and collect a little bit of money. But when it does come, we are not in no point of loss. It's all a profit. That's all I'm trying to display. All right, 3, 2, 3, 6 on the set. We are not working. We got the 64 across. We are not working to come out. Nice, we're out. 4, 2, 6. 4, 2, 6. So our new points is 6. And anybody that follows along with what I do, you know, of course, what I like to do is I like to hit a few numbers, work my way towards some of the main numbers on the ATS, and then change dice sets. So we're going to stay with the 3, 2. I call myself changing, but I'm not changing. 3, 2, 3, 6. Not changing dice sets yet. We don't have enough of the numbers rolled for the ATS right yet. Six, 4, 10. Left dice exploded. 6, 4. We've got $10 on it. We'll mark our 10. All right, so we've got $10 on it. So for $2, we'll give the dealer 2 for 20. We tell him to press our 10 up to 30. So for $2, and keep in mind, those $2 was part of the $18 profit. So we're going to play a press and collect type method. That was a press roll. This will be a collect roll. This can be a collect roll if we can get it. That's right. 2, 1, 3. This is an on axis double pitch. 2, 1 craps 3. That helps our ATS a little, but we're not shooting for that right now, so we really don't like double pitches. We hardly ever sell them. Rarely do we ever want to see a double pitch. Double pitch is usually a bad number. And we didn't collect anything that time because we didn't have anything on the craps 3. So this is still a collect roll. 3, 6, 9. On the axis, single pitch. We've got $10 on it, so it pays 14. So for $1, this is a collect roll. So for $1, pay us 15. So we were at 15. Now, keep in mind, this is just a standard strategy, a standard deviation of staying alive. It's the majority of staying, it's a lot of staying alive, but I've added a couple of kinks into it, just a little bit of wrinkles. And the staying alive theme of staying alive is regression. Regression and get your money off the board. That's the theme of staying alive. So keep in mind, this is just I've added a couple of wrinkles to it. One of them was, instead of me starting with 130, I started with 220. And the second part of staying alive, you start with 130 and then you take 2 hits to regress to 76 inside. Well, what I did, I started with 220 and I went all the way down to 64 inside off of 1 hit. That put me into a profit. And then I'm starting back to press now. But I'm doing a press and collect. I'm doing a press and collect type method. That was actually a collect roll. But this is what I'm saying. This is just a deviation of it. There's so many options. You could start that 220 out. You could even go to 440. And you could regress all the way down to 130 on 1 hit. And then you would have a lot more already built. I'm having to build from the low end. I went all the way down to 64 across. All right, so 3, 2, 3, 6. And again, look at the ATS. We only need the 11 and the 12. We're not going to go there yet. We're going to stay with 3, 2, 3, 6 for this row. We need, another little bit of numbers on the small side, but we're going to take another roll or two on 3, 2, 3, 6. 4, 5, 9. 4, 5, 9. We've got the 9 again. So this time it pays 14. We drop a nickel. It pays 15. So 15 plus the 10, we tell the dealer to take our 9 all the way up. So it turns our 9 into a quarter. So get the 9 again. So let's go ahead now. That was actually a press row. So this time is a collect row. 3, 2, 3, 6. We're going to stay with 3, 2, 3, 6. This is a collect row. Pass it out. AC Doocy. So this was a collect row, but we hit AC Doocy, which is drift. We hit another 3. That's a drift. That was a collect row. We was not able to collect, so we're staying with this same set. One more time, because we're needing to collect. We can't press every row. We have to collect some rows. So dice her out. Aces. Again, this is not the greatest of scenarios. We're hitting off-axis numbers. But it's not costing us anything except our money is up at risk. Our money's exposed. But the thing is, all the money that's on the board that's exposed come from the dealer side. So none of our money is at exposure. But we're still on a collect roll, so we need to roll a number, a box number, so we can collect. Pass her out. Three, 6, 9. This is an on-axis single pitch. We've got a quarter on it. 25 pays 35. That's a collect row. We collect that 35. All right, so now, since we've collected that 35, we have a dilemma here. We could keep shooting inside. We could keep shooting the 3B because we need a 4 and a 5. Or we can change over to the 6, 4, 6, 5 cross 6s because we need 11 and a 12. So we have a little bit of a dilemma. The way I kind of see it is the 6, 4, the cross 6s could produce the 11, the 12, and the 4 all on axis, where the 3B on axis cannot produce all those numbers. So what we're going to do, we're going to rearrange the way we have the money up. We're going to turn it into a 3, I mean into a, we're going to turn it into a, what am I trying to say here? Iron cross with a $15 field. Well, an iron cross is going to always include the field. An iron cross with a horn, $20 horn. We're going to go ahead and change over to the cross sixes. 6, 4, 6, 5. We're trying to pick off a yoke. We're trying to pick off a 12 with this dice set. You know, if we can get this set, we've got horns, we've got the horn bed, so if we can hit some on-axis numbers here, we're going to be doing good on money-wise. 5, 5. Our left dice actually exploded. It exploded. Our right dice stayed on axis. And we hit a 5, 5 all the way to. We have no money on it except in the field. It pays 15 in the field, but we want to re-up our horns, so we drop the dealer nickel. Our horns back up. 6, 4, 6, 5. Dice are out. Ace 3, 4. So we got our 4. Our right dice actually exploded. No, it imploded. Our right dice imploded. Our left dice stayed on axis. We got our 4. And it's the same way with the 10. We have no money except for the field working, so it pays us 15, but we want to re-up our horns, so we drop the dealer a nickel. Horn money's back up. We mark the 4. All right, we have an opportunity now. We have an opportunity. We only need a 5. We can lay that 5, say for 210. Slay it for 210. Let's take this quarter off of this part of the iron cross. I mean, we can leave it up. It's kind of like going to lose money if we hit it, win money if we, you know, we just want to take that quarter off. We want to lay the 5 for 210. This way, if we hit a 7, we're going to get paid 140 right there for that 210 later. If we hit a 5, we're going to lose that 210, but we're going to get paid 350 right here for the $10 small. And that's going to gain us 140. So either way, we're fixing to make 140. We're locking a profit in. Guaranteed profit because we've hit all the other numbers beside the 5. Well, on the low side. We're staying with the rest of the bids as far as our field and our 6 and 8 part of the iron cross and our horn. All that money's back with it. Nice ride. 2-2 hard way 4. So we hit a hard 4. We have to drop the dealer 5 because we made 15 in the field, but we want to keep our horn money running. So 2-2 hard 4. Our left dice imploded. Right dice stayed on axis. So we haven't did just like a great ton of on axis hits today. Nice route. Ace 4, 5. So we completed the small. Our right dice actually exploded. We hit the 5. We hit the small. We lose the 210 here, no problem. We lose the 210 here. We actually would have had to pay a big on that 140. So we actually lost $7 more. They would have made us pay the big up front. So we lose $7 more for the 140. They would have made us pay that big up front. Still no problem. We just win $350 right here for hitting the small. So boom, there's the small. Now we lose the horn, we lose the field. That money's down. we have to re-up 15 and 20, which is 35, and we're getting our quarter back on the 5. So laying the 5 might not have been the greatest of moves, but it guaranteed locking up some portion of a profit. Now, we still need the yoke and the 12. So we're staying with this dice set. We're trying to find our own axis hits, and we're trying to pick off the 12 and the yoke and complete the all. There's 3, 6, 9. On axis, single pitch, we hit a 9. So it's kind of the same scenario. We win 15 in the field, we lose 20 on the horn, so we re-up our horn for a nickel. Now, at any point in time on this strategy, you can always expand to the 4, 9, and 10 on the place bets. It just helps. Pay a little bit more, or you can actually throw another nickel on the field. But throwing another nickel on the field, you would steadily lose money because the 25 is only going to pay 35 if you get a 5, 6, or 8. So you would actually still lose nickels on getting the 5, 6, and 8. So either way, it's not going to work out perfect with this kind of bet, but it's close. And if you can get, that was a 9, right? All right, and if you can get on axis, like 50% of the time, it's a pretty sight when you see your dice rolling on axis. When you hit the 2s, which is a primary hit, and you hit the aces, and you hit the 12, which is primary hits. When you're betting this strategy, it's a pretty sight because the horn, $5 horn bet for those is gonna pay you $150. You're gonna get double the bubble out here, so it's a pretty sight. And if you're getting on axis hits, 50% of the time, you're gonna see that. Nice route. Double pitch. 167. Double pitch. I hit a small, could not complete the tall, could not complete the all. I was not in a loss of no kind of way because I was only at risk with my money for one shot. That was a ways back, and the rest of the time I was pressing bets or using the dealer's money to increase my bets and increase my bankroll. So that's kind of, I'm going to see now if I can kind of get on axis and excuse me, sorry about that. I'm back. So, as I was saying, I want to try to get on axis and throw some hot bets. But as you notice today, I've had a lot of off axis. Not so much of off axis terrible numbers, but off axis in one of the dice. And when that's happening, I really can't jump over to that hot betting because that hot betting is dependent upon being on axis a lot of the time. So I'm gonna shoot for another shooter, but I'm gonna stay with probably the 220 maybe and regress down to 64 because let's do the quarter ATS 10, 5, and 10. We got a $10 pass line because, like I said, only if I can spot some real good consistency in the on axis will I move over to that type of betting because that type of betting pays better It has less exposure. But if you're not throwing on axis, it's going to cost you more money because those hop bits are one row bits. But if you're hitting a 50 to 60, 75% consistency rate, you're going to make a ton of money by hops. But we're going to go with the 3236. See if we can't find a sweet spot on the pickup zone, because I think that's what's the problem, is the pickup zone maybe on the axis today. All right, we got to come out 7, 5, 2. Right dice exploded. So we hit a 7 on the come out. So frontline winner, lose our ATS. $25 re-up, no ATS. So basically a come out 7 is everybody's at the table jumping up and down, happy and glad you hit it. But I'm over here mad I did something. 3, 2, 3, 6. Nice wrap. 5, 6 yoke. Now here's one of them double pitches right here. That's a double pitch. On axis, double pitch. That's not the worst case scenario, because that's a front line winner. Now they can jump up and down in a big leg. I wouldn't be so terribly upset that I had a 5, 6 yo, because that's an on axis roll right there. It's just a double pitch. Not so crazy about a double pitch. Double pitches can get ugly sometimes. Nice route. Ah, 3, 4. This is a double pitch, and this is what I mean by double pitches can get ugly. Generally, that's what a double pitch will cost you, even though it's a come out 7. It's a come out 7. You reset your ATS. So while everybody's jumping up and down and slapping and high-fiving and hollering, woo, 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 way to go, shooter, I'm over scratching my head going, no. 3, 2, 3, 6 on the 6. Nice route. Two, 4, 6. Now we're a little bit better. 2, 4, 6. That's an on axis single pitch. All right, so now we'll do our 220 inside. We have not seen enough on our shooting ability today to warrant us moving over to a hot bedding system. The only way we'll move over to the hot bedding system is if we're hitting consistent throws on axis, on axis, on axis. If we can get a consistency in those, we will move over to the hot bedding system. Right now we're playing the 220. We're looking for the one hit regression inside hit dice roll. 2, 3, 5. 2, 3, 5 on axis single pitch. That's an inside hit. That's what we want to see. Give me just a moment. Sometimes when I refresh that screen, that camera, I get a better view. That looked a little blurry, but it's fine. So we hit our on axis single pitch hit. So 50 pace 70, and we regress to 70. No, to 64 inside. No, 64 across. So with all this money, we're going to 64 across. Basically, we're going to 62 across because we only have to put 10 on the 6 instead of 12. So we would be making an $8 profit at this very point. Our money was up for one hit, for one roll. We had 220 at risk. We got our inside hit. So now we put all of our 220 and an additional, and actually probably our pass line money too, and an additional $8 in our rack. So we are on casino money at this point. We have not seen enough hits on axis to warrant swapping over utilizing hot beds. We're staying with straight place beds. We have not hit enough ATS numbers to move off of this 3V set, so we're staying with the 3V. .268. This is an on-axis primary hit. 12 pays 14, so we drop the dealer 4 and press our 8 all the way up. So we tell him to press it all the way up. So it goes all the way from 12 to 30. It goes from 12 to 30. And we are on a press and collect approach. Dice are out. I don't know what I got here. Okay. I got a 3-3. It was on the wall. 3-3, hardway 6, primary hit. On axis, primary. Now, the last 3 or 4 rows in a row has been on axis or on axis primary. On axis single pitch or on axis primary. That's a 6. Our points made. It's a $10 front line. It's $12 in the back. We're playing a collect and press approach. That was a collect. So now we've got our 64 out there across, but one of our numbers has actually went up. Everything on the board is working off the casino side of the payroll. Our money is in our rack. We are not gambling our money. Our money was up at risk for one row. As soon as we hit that one row, we regressed our bankroll down. We regressed our table down to where we had a profit. So we are not working the come out. We're playing a press and collect type system. Dice are out. .527 on the come out. That's a front line winner. It's up. Right dice exploded. We get a 7 on the come out. We didn't lose our place bids, but we knocked our few numbers off for our ATS, and we lost. We have to re-up our ATS. So while everybody's celebrating, we're trying to figure out how not to do that again. That's not a happy moment. Any 7 is not a happy moment. They can celebrate if they want to. It's not a happy moment. .415. On axis single pitch. Our new number is a 5. Remember, our last hit was a collect. So our next hit, if we get one, will be a press. 3236. We're on the dice set 3V because that's our primary dice set. Only until we need to actually change dice sets and move over towards extremes will we change sets. 3236 is our primary dice set. 134. Left dice imploded. 1, 3, 4. We hit a 4. So we have to drop the dealer 2. So let's drop the dealer $2. He'll give us back 3. And we're going to tell him to take us all the way up. So he's going to, for $10 out there, he's going to press our bet all the way to 30. It's going all the way up. We're pressing. We're pressing. We're doing a full press on any press. But we're doing a press and collect method. So the next row, if we hit another inside, if we hit another box number, will be a collect. Dice are out. Six, two, eight. Explosion, both dice, 6, 2, 8. We hit an 8, it's 30 on it. It pays 35. This is a collect. This is a collect roll. So we collect 35. Now, the game of dice, people can say what they want. I'm no expert, by no means, but I've invested a lot of time and thought. I put in a lot of time and thought. I've been frustrated, I've been happy times, I've seen miserable times with this game. People can say what they want, but this game is not all skill. You have to have some luck. You just can't be 100% skillful at this game. And that goes with anything. It doesn't matter how much you practice. You can get more consistent at it, but you still have to have some luck. It doesn't matter how much you practice, it doesn't matter what you're practicing in. You always have to have some luck. Think about a quarterback in the NFL. He has to have some luck. He ain't just the best out there. Even the best one, even the GOAT, he still has bad days. And he still has bad plays, bad time. He still has to have some luck. That's all I'm saying about this. Alright, so look at our ATS. We haven't hit enough numbers to warrant a change in dice set. We haven't hit enough consistencies on our throws to change the way we bet. So we're going to still bet with the place bets doing a press and collect method. That was a collect. The next inside hit will be a press. 6, 4, 10. Right, left dice exploded. We got $10 on it. This is a press. So for $2 it pays 20. We tell him for two it pays 20. So we tell him to press us all the way up. So that takes our 10 straight up to 30. For $2, our $10 10 goes straight to 30. We mark our 10. We still have not hit enough consistent on-axis throws today to warrant a change in the way we bet. We have not hit enough numbers on our ATS at this point to change to the cross sixes. We want to get a couple of more numbers. But most importantly, before we make a change to the cross sixes, this is what has to happen. That was a press bet. We have to change over after a collect. We don't need to roll and press our bets and then move to another dice set and change up all of our betting strategy. We need to take advantage of where we're at in the game. So we need to not really end the roll, but before we change the way we're betting here, we need to have a collect off of the way we got this set up. If that's making sense. You know, we don't need to press our bets and then change over to something else. We need to press our bets, use the same dice set, and try to collect off of that press, and then change over. Dice are out. $4-1-5. On axis, single pitch, 4-1-5. We hit our point. So this is pretty good here. 14 gets paid 15. 10 gets paid 15. All right, that was a collect. That was a collect. That was a collect move. All right, we hit our 5. We are changing now. We're going to the iron cross. And a $20 home. So we're going with the 25, we're going with the iron cross, a $20 home, working to come out. We hit our 5. So we made our point. We still need a 6 and a 9 for other inside numbers, but we're going on over because we need 4 extreme numbers. We need the 2, the 3, the 11, and the 12. So we need 4 more of the, we need all 4 of the extremes. So we're going ahead over to the cross sixes. 6, 4, 6, 5, we're working. Come out. All right, we got a 2, 3, 5. Left dice imploded. 2, 3. Actually, the left dice, both dice imploded. That one imploded, that one imploded. We hit the 5. We're back on the 5. So we made the 5. Our points are 5. We leave, we're going to take the quarter. We're actually just going to put it at 30 because 20 would be fine, but we're going to put it at 30. It's better to have an even number. That 5 got paid 35. We have to re-up our field and our home for 35. So here we go. 6, 4, 6, 5. That was a implosion on both dice. That's the thumb issue. Maybe we make the right correction here. Four, 5, 9. This is an on-axis primary hit. We hit 9. 4, 5, 9. That's a primary hit. We win 15 in the field. We lose 20 on the home run, so we re-up our $5. Or we re-up our home run by dropping the dealer a nickel. 6, 4, 6, 5. Dice are out. 5, 3, 8. 5, 3, 8. It's the same scenario. The 30 gets paid 35. We'll replace our field and we'll replace our horn for the 35. We mark the 8 in our tracker. 6, 4. That exploded. 6, 5. So that was a drift. 5, 3, 8 was a drift. 6, 4, 6, 5. That was a drift. Dice are out. 5, 3, 8. Drift again. Same scenario. That was a drift. 6, 4, 6, 5 again. We're using 6, 4, 6, 5 across sixes. That 30 on the 8 pays 35, 15 of it here, 20 of it there. Dice are out. All right, we got a 3, 5, 8. This is a different case scenario. This is a double pitch on axis, double pitch. The left dice and the right dice, they're on axis, just a double pitch. So we're staying with the 6, 4, 6, 5. We're not changing the set. We're not changing the bids. Nice route. 5, 1, 6. 5, 1, 6. So this time our left dice exploded. Our right dice stayed on axis. We hit a 5, 1, 6, which is got 30 on it. Mark our 6. So the 6, we needed that 6. Now all we are needing is extremes. So if we can find our sweet spot on our pickup and our grip to produce these on axis throws, which we haven't done just a great deal on today. We've been on axis some, but not over 50%. Four, 2, 6, 2, 8. This is an on-axis single pitch. We hit an 8 again. All right, so 6465. Dice are out. For hard 8. The right dice this time imploded. No, the right dice exploded, excuse me. We hit a hard 8. So the bets don't have to be changed because we've got all these numbers covered. The 30 pays 35. So we're not making any money, but we're not losing any money. And if we can get our own axis hits for the 12s, the yos, the 11, the 2s and the 3s, we're going to make a great deal of money from this dice set. We just haven't found the greatest pickup zone and just the right grip just yet. We haven't tuned that in good today. But if we can get that to start coming in for us. All right, this time we got a 1, 3, 4, so our right dice imploded this time. We have 15 in the field. It's going to get paid 15, but we're going to drop the dealer a nickel to go with that 15 to re-up our horns. Mark the 4. 6465. We can always move off of this betting strategy, but this is not costing us anything. We're shooting for the ATS now. And if we can pop some of these horn numbers, 4, 6. So this is a single pitch on axis, single pitch. A 10 in the field gets paid 15. We drop the dealer a nickel to go back up on our $20 horn. If we can pop some of these horn numbers, it will complete our ATS and it'll pay good. It will pay great if you start hitting the primary aces or the primary 12. You'll get paid great. So this is not costing us anything. We're shooting for the ATS now. Five hard 10. So this time the left dice exploded. That dice exploded. The right dice stayed on axis. 6465 turned into 5 hard 10. So again, we have to drop a nickel for the field. Drop a nickel to go with the money we win in the field to replace our home bet. 6465, nice set. That's right. Three, 2, 5. On axis. Primary hit. 3, 2, 5. We made our point. Just paid 10 right there and just paid 45 in the back. Alright, we lose the 35, so we gotta re-up our $15 field and our $20 horn. We're re-upping that. There's our 35 for that. That's re-upped. We have to put a quarter on our 5 for our iron cross. We're cutting all that off. We still rack a quarter by making our point. Alright, so we made our point. We are still looking for the extreme numbers. They are not showing. They are hiding out, all 4 of them. Dice are out. Right dice imploded. Right dice exploded. Creating a 3, 4, 7. So we lost it all then. That was a come out 7. We lost everything except the front line winner. You know, the money that we lost, we had already made that on the, we was not in a negative. That did not lose money. We're still in a profit. We're still in a profit. That was a come out 7. So we did not lose any money. We did not hurt our SOR. but we lost all the numbers. We needed extremes. We could not get any. We could not get not one of the 4 extremes. But anyway, let's re-up our $25 ATS. Let us move over to the 3-2. We're not working to come out, but we're changing back to the 3-2-3-6 dice set. We're not going to stay with that cross sixes any longer. Now we need all those box numbers again. So there's no need to stay in with that dice set. All right, we got a 4-2-6. Right dice exploded. Our new points is 6. Alright, so our points is 6. Now, we're going to shoot the 220 again. We have not seen enough consistency in our own axis throws to warrant going to hop picking. We're going to play straight across, inside, looking for one hit. One inside hit. That's what we're trying to get. One inside hit. Alright, 6-2-8. Both dice exploded. So that's an off-axis hit. But we hit. We got our one hit. So we hit an 8. 70. 60 pace 70. Again. 60 pace 70. We're regressing all the way across. So we are right back into a big profit, another profit. And we're going 62 across. 64 across, excuse me. Well, 62 because you only have to put 10 on the 6. But you got 8 on the 12. 12 on the 8. Alright, there we go. We hit an 8. 3-2-3-6. I'm going to probably speed up a little bit. Try to get to at least about, I don't know, 75 rows maybe. 2-3-5. 2-3-5. On axis, primary, on axis, single pitch. We got 10, so for $1 it pays 15. We tell the digger, press us all the way up. We can do it ourselves. Press it all the way up. Mark the 5. I got to speed up a little bit because wife's about to be home and we're supposed to be going for supper. She closes the daycare at 6. 6:01, so she's probably about to pull up. She's only 5 minutes from here. 3-5-8. Right dice imploded. 3-5-8. 12 pays 14. We just collect 14. This is a press and collect method. Now, keep in mind that since we had to come out 7, we knocked that money off, and then we did another 220 with one hit. We don't even have to do a press and collect method now. We can just actually do a press. Because we're in profit already. We're not going to do that. We're just going to stay with this. 3-2-3-6 on the set. Nice route. 6-6. There's a 12. There's boxcars. Right dice exploded. We finally hit a 12. That might have been the first one of the day. Let's take a look. That's the first 12 of the day. We've only had 1 11 and we've only had 1 aces. Alright, but here we go. 3-2-3-6. I have to speed up just a little bit. Nice route. 4-6-10. That's a 4-6-10. It wanted to roll with the stick. 4-6-10. It was in the camera. 4-6-10. We've got $10 on it. So for $2, it pays 20. I don't know. I think this was a press, but it could have been a collect. But either way, I'll go ahead and press that one straight to 30 for $2. Mark the 10 in the tracker. And here we go. 3-2-3-6. Nice route. 4-5-9. Right dice imploded, 4, 5, 9. So we made our 9. So for $1, it pays us 15. We only need a yoke. We're going to collect that one. We only need a yoke to complete the tall. We're staying with 3, 2. No, we're not staying with it. That was the time that we collected. This would be the perfect time to move over to the other dice set. Just because we're wanting to try to get that yoke. So the other dice set is cross sixes. On cross sixes, we play an iron cross with a $20 horse. We go to 6, 4, 6, 5. We're looking for a yoke. Looking for the yoke. Dice are out. 4, 1, 5. On axis, single pitch, 6, 4, 6, 5. 4, 1, 5. On axis, single pitch. So we marked a 5. 25 pays 35. That re-ups our horn, re-ups our field. 6, 4, 6, 5 with a set. Place it out. 5, 1, 6. Points made. $10 front line, 30 pays 36 in the back. 30 pays 36 in the back. 30 to the back to the house for the horn and the field. This 30 goes into our iron cross, so we collect $11 off of that round. Alright, here we go. 6, 4, 6, 5. I need to mark that 6. 6, 4, 6, 5. Dice are out. We're looking for a yoke. Looking for a yoke. Dice are out. 4, 6, 10. On axis, single pitch. We hit a 10. 6, 4, 6, 5. We hit a 10. $15 in the field. Winner. We lose 20 on the horn, so we re-up that. We put our 10 in. Hey, what's up, Sleepy? 6, 4, 6, 5. We're looking for a yo to complete a tall. Using cross sixes. Playing an iron cross along with a $20 horn. Trying to hit primary. Primary 12, primary aces. But also looking for single pitch yo. And there's 4, 4 hard 8. So one of the dice, the right dice actually exploded. Alright, we hit a 4, 4 hard 8. 30 pays 35, so that re-ups the field, re-ups the horn. We're still shooting for the yoke. The single pitch yoke. We're using cross sixes. Sleepy, when's your flight leaving? Dice are out. It was a short throw. But it rolled right up there just like we wanted it to. 6, 4, 6, 5. Actually, we got a yoke that completes a tall. It pays in the horn and it pays in the field. So there's the 15 in the field. There's the $5 horn bet. It gets paid 80 and down. And it gets $3.50 on my layout because it pays 35 for one. I got $10 on it, so it pays $3.50. So there's that. We'll replace our horn bits. We rack that 30, all that. We rack all that. Tomorrow morning, cool, man. I wish y'all the best. I hope y'all do some real good damage up there. Represent the Crouch Nation. 6, 4, 6, 5. But most importantly, y'all go and have fun, man. I hope y'all have a lot of fun. Points of 10. I'm still looking for the 2 and the 3, so I'm going to stay with the cross sixes and try to pick off 2 more of the extremes. I don't even mind if I hit some come out 12s with this dissecting me playing the horn bits. Come out 7. No, it's not a come out 7. That's a 7 out. My point was, yeah, I wish I was going too, man. My birthday is tomorrow. It would have been a great. What's happening right here? It would have been a great birthday present, but unfortunately, I'm not going to be able to go. I've got too much stuff to do. Can't get away. That was actually a 7 out. That was not a come out 7. Right after I hit the tall, I probably should have cut the bents off for 1 or 2 rows, but I stayed with them going. I still needed a 2 and a 3, so I think I needed like a 3 and a 4 maybe. No, a 2 and a 4. Either way, hey, I appreciate that, Sleepy. All right, so after 74 rows, we've pushed the SOR up to 18.5. The bankroll has probably increased a little. Let's see. If we had $7 more, no, if we had $6 more, we would have, we'd have 700. If we had $6 more, we'd have 100 right there. So this is 94. 194 plus 500, that's 694 plus 900. So that's $1,594 bankroll. We started with 1,000. So we're at a positive. We can do it this way. We need $6. We need $6 out of this right here. Yep, so we're $594 profit. $594 profit. Appreciate that, Sleepy. Appreciate that. So we're at $594 profit. With an SOR of 18.5. We never hit the ATS, not once. That was 4 7-outs. So 4 7-outs means 4 shooters, so 74 shots. We had 4 come-out sevens and 4 7-outs. Let's take a look over at the graphs right quick. We'll see what that looks like. So yeah, so we can see the 8 was like the dominant, most dominant. We was nailing 8s. But I was playing a lot of Iron Cross. And when I play the Iron Cross, you know, the 5, 6, and 8 only makes enough money. Well, the way I was playing my Iron Cross is a $20 horn to go with the Iron Cross, because when I play the Iron Cross, I'm using a cross 6s. But I just was not able to get like a lot of on-axis hits. Now I had a lot of inside hits. I had a lot of 4s and 10s. As far as percentage-wise, but I did not have many extremes. I only hit 112, and I only hit 1 snake eyes, and I shot a lot of cross 6s. So I just was not hitting a lot of consistent on axis. I was hitting a lot of one dice off axis. It wasn't ugly, but it just wasn't on axis. So it wasn't giving me skinnies. It just wasn't giving me a lot of on axis. That's why I was never able to complete a tall. No, actually, I just now did hit a small. Was that a no? I just now hit a tall. I sure did. Yeah, you witnessed that. So I hit the tall, but I was not able to ever complete it all. But I did hit 1 tall, and the 11 came. I was shooting for with the cross 6s when the 11 came, when the 12 came, and when the ace came. When the aces and the midnight came, I was not shooting cross 6s. So neither one of those shots come by way of on axis. And when the 11 came that made the top, that completed the tall, that was not even on axis. It hit 5, 6 yoke. And I was shooting 6, 4, 6, 5. So it should have been 6, 5 yoke to be on axis, but I hit 5, 6 yoke. The left dice actually what was that? It would have been an explosion. Left dice would have exploded. Yep, left dice exploded, right dice stayed on axis for me to get the 5-6 shows. So I can't remember about the other time I hit another yo in the mix. I don't even know where that was at. But regardless, we've got an 18.5 SOR. We've got $594 profit. And, you know, we had a good session overall. I would call it a good session. Like I said, I couldn't really get dialed in to hit a lot of consistent on axis. If I would have made a lot more money, because whenever I can dial in and get consistent on axis throws, I always move over to the hop bets, which has a lot less exposure but pays a lot better. And so then, you know, if I was hitting on axis, I would have also I wouldn't have had to shoot as many shots on the cross sixes. And when I'm shooting on cross sixes, I'm basically, if I'm not hitting the horn numbers, then I'm only breaking even. It's only a wash. Every row is just a wash. And I shot a lot of rows with the cross sixes today. A lot of them eights come when I was using the iron cross with the $20 horn, and that was just basically breaking even. But anyway, after 74 rows, we got a profit of $594, and we got an SOR of 18.5. I think that's pretty good in general. I think that's pretty good overall. You know, I couldn't complain about that a bit. That's nice. I appreciate anybody and everybody that's out there, and I appreciate y'all all tuning in and hanging out with me. And I'm going to change the title of this to SOR's 18.5 with a tall made and total profits of $594. So yeah, I did not put the link. I'll have to go back and do that. I've got to put the link to the Instagram and the Craps chat in there. No, the Craps chat is in there. I have to put an Instagram link. Let me see if I can just join. Let me just see if I can write that in. I don't know if it's going to be a link. Actually, it's not going to be a link. I'm going to have to do something a little different there. I'm going to have to do something a little different because I don't have Instagram, and I don't have an Instagram account in the Twitter account on my desktop. So I really can't go and get the links to them right away, but I can go in my mobile and I can put it in, and then I will change the settings in there. But on that note, I appreciate everybody hanging out. I appreciate y'all tuning in, the comments, and the hanging out with me. And on that note, I'm gonna call it a day right there. So, Chili from O-Town, and Dice her out.